Hi. Today I decided to do a Swiss roll because I was actually planning to bring this to a potluck party this Saturday. But then I decided to change my mind because I realized I don't really have so much of the charcoal powder. So as you can see, the title of this live streaming is called Charcoal Matcha Swiss roll. That means I'm going to show you how to make this Swiss roll if you are interested in a very simple, easy to make cake. So let me just get something here so I don't have my camera falling onto me. I don't have a real tripod, so I'm using, actually this is my frame. I'm using a light, and then I remove the light and then I put my telephone holder. So I'm going to explain to you closer. As you can see, I already made one, but don't worry because I'm going to show you the step by step later on. The reason why I make this is because, let me show you, this is a better view, I think. The reason why I make this is because I don't want to waste you guys' time. I know time is very precious. And I've actually tried this recipe before. I love it. I tell you, it's the most delicious cake you can ever make. And it is not only healthier and very special. If you are going to mix a dessert for Christmas, this is the one, okay? Charcoal powder. You wonder what it is, right? So charcoal powder, actually it looks like this. I bought them when I was in Singapore at a bakery shop. So this is called bamboo charcoal powder. When I bought this, because I see a lot of Michelin star, bakers, they always use this one. Then I was wondering, okay, maybe they use it because it looks really good, very dramatic black, and then that's it. But then when I came back to Sweden, then I realized that, oh my God, this powder is actually much more than just a decorative powder. If you ping Google, you will have to find activated bamboo charcoal powder. And the benefits is, oh my goodness, there's plenty of benefit. Actually, if you go to pharmacy, if you ask a pharmacy, you say you have very gassy stomach or very bloated stomach, or you have been eating a lot of junk during the festive season, so your stomach is very bloated and constipation, right? So the pharmacy will give you this kind with the formula inside. And also in Japan, they use this in a mask. If you go to those very exclusive spa, right, they will use this one because this is really good. What this is made of is actually bamboo, and then some other things like coconut. If I'm not wrong, it was coconut shell. They crush it and then they add the charcoal in, and then they burn it in very, very high heat until it's like quite a long time, and then it will become this really, really fine powder. And what this powder do to your body is that it will help to detox your system. That's why the pharmacy is using this for detoxification. So if you feel like you need to detox your body, this is a powder you should get. And with this powder, I'm going to make them into Swiss roll, which look like that now. And I'm going to roll them with some matcha cream. All right, so that you will see that later. I already prepared everything, so I tried to cut my live streaming time. Yesterday live streaming was like terrible, almost like 2 hours. Siri, and you will see me doing this with Siri because she is here now. And I cannot find anywhere to put her because I have a studio. I usually lock her in the studio when I am doing cooking here. So you probably see her running around somewhere behind the background, okay? Or in front of the camera. No, you go. Siri. So, okay, without further ado, let me just show you how this looks like. I made this the last time series sluta I make this the last time, and I use the full recipes. The recipe is in the video description below. Plus, you can find the link product to my Amazon storefront in my video description below. Okay, so go and check it out. So the reason why I do this time, because I find that the previous time when I use this recipe, the cake become very thick, and I don't want that, because at the end I was unable to roll it, so it become like one big lump on the center. So I'm going to try and put this cream on top of this cake so that I could roll them later on. So this cake has just came out from the uh, oven. I'm going to let this cool down completely on the rack while I show you how to make the rest of the ingredient. All right, so I have to on my oven to 160. Let me just put my oven to 160, and I don't know where to put this. Okay, I'm gonna put here. I just hope that Siri don't come and step on it, you know. She's a hustle. Where every time when I make something, she's always on my nerve. Do you have a cat like that bring you on your nerve? Okay, now the recipe is in the video description. I'm not going to repeat it, but I'm going to tell you approximately. Before I do that, I'm going to put this butter in the oven, not the oven, but the microwave. Did you saw her just now? Oh my goodness, it's too hot. Okay, now this one cannot be too hot. It's supposed to be a melted butter. Oh, sometimes I really have to. So in this bowl, 3 eggs. It's supposed to be 2 eggs. Remember, I divided this into a 2-part because I want to show you how it works. So instead of 6 eggs, I have 3 egg yolk here. Come on, go down. So, and then I am going to put, with this, I'm going to put my butter, which is slightly melted. This is about 55 grams of butter. So just imagine half of this is about 27 grams of butter. Mix well. And then next, I'm going to put the powder, which is half of this. And then I'm just going to make, this is going to be thickened. But don't worry, because we're going to add water. Now, you need some water. This is about 2 tablespoons of water, and you want to add them gradually. Yeah, can you please keep her out of my sight? She's been running all over my kitchen. Oh, okay, now just mix them like that. Okay, now this is the charcoal powder, all right? Charcoal powder in. Don't waste it, because it is not, it's a lot of nutrition in there. So I'm just going to just mix this. This is going to be all black. So it become like a very thick paste. But don't you worry, this is going to be like a very puffy Swiss roll that is very airy, all right? So at this point, I know it looks terrible. It looks like a paste. So look, it's really, really black, right? So now, my next ingredient is actually some egg white. Okay, all this egg white, you can find, I already divide them into 2. You beat them with the sugar, which is about 150 grams, and then you gradually add them. I gradually add them 4 times. So this is how it should look like. It should look like a pig, and not a pig, but then I'm sure you know what I mean, like that. Really, you can see it's really quite thick. So now you just want to mix this one. Can you see? At the first mix, I want to mix them a little bit more, but I will not mix them so much later, because you want to make sure that you get a really, really fine, well mixed mixture, and make sure the bottom of this pan is not stuck, okay? Like sometimes you can see some powder being stuck underneath. So just mix them like that. Okay, now you get this really, really fine mixture. Okay, now you want to add the rest of, not the rest, but slowly, gradually. I'm going to add this much. And then this time, instead of folding like I did before, this time you're just going to make them like one direction. This, by doing that, you are incorporating a lot of air inside your cake. Okay, don't mix too much. And then now I'm going to try and put the rest, maybe one more time. Whew, I'm sweating. It's a bit of workout, huh? But anyway, we need them. Winter time, we don't really go out so much, so this is really good. If you find that the cake is not black enough, you can add more, but I think I'm quite satisfied with this. So let me just put the last patch of the egg white. This is not a typical kind of Swiss roll you make in Sweden. I noticed the Swedish Swiss roll. If you were to look at the recipe, you notice I've been staying in Sweden like for 27 years. I always use some of the recipe. And I find that the Swedish recipe is very sweet, you know, and they are not as puffy as this one. In fact, I did try to sell this recipe, or maybe make this kind of Swiss roll, this kind of Japanese style, in a cafe, and it was selling like hotcake. And the reason why it is because the consistency is so like cloud, you know, like you're eating a cloud. So it's very airy and it's not that sweet. So if you are concerned about diet, this is the one for you, okay? So after making this, I'm going to show you how I make my matcha cream. Okay, now you mix this. Now see how airy this is, right? So now you want to pour them in a pan, which I have. This is a 30 by 30 centimeters. So if you have a bigger pan, like from the stove, you can actually use that too. So I'm going to just press this one. Let me just put my camera lower a bit so you can see. So at the center. So again, this pan, if you want to buy them, they are in my video description, so you could go and check it out, okay? So at this time, people like to cut them. I don't like to cut them because if you cut them, use a scissors to cut them at the shop. I mean, it looks really nice, but then, you know, you're getting this cake falling off from behind. So you have to wash your pan. So no need to cut them. Just use your fingernail and just use the fingernail, just like that, okay? It's really, really important you do that, because then you will get this cake like not a like curve, you know, it's supposed to be like squarish, right? Okay, now let's put this cake in here. And also the thing with This kind of tray is very easy to bake because they are very short and thin, so it's perfect for making Swiss roll. I find that the big pan is also good, but then it's if your oven is not a good oven, the temperature distribution is very uneven, then you will have some part of your cake being like falling onto. So at this point, you see now I'm going to spread this apart all over the corner, making sure that the height. But don't worry, I'm going to show you one technique to remove the air. A little bit of the air, not so much, because you want to have some air inside this cake too. So this is a beauty beauty cake, okay? For anyone who are concerned about health, because this charcoal powder has a lot of health benefit too. Go and Google yourself, and then if you manage to make this cake, I love to see your outcome, okay? In using my hashtag ST in Sweden in your social media, so I could see what is going on here. Whether you're successful or not. Let me just take another spatula. I don't want to waste this because I find this is so delicious. Okay. You see, when you scrape the spatula, you see sometimes you can see like some black. Just now I saw some black thing here, so which means to say that the cake is like not so 100% well mixed, but it's okay. But when you do that on your own, make sure that you don't have this problem. Okay, now as you can see, I can see from the reflection of the light, it seems like this corner is a bit but otherwise I think it is quite okay. So you want to make sure that they are it's so good. Okay, now all you need to do now is to get a cloth. I don't want to hurt my table. Put a tablecloth on the table and bang this. Okay, you want to hold your finger, put your finger like that, and just bang this. Did you see there are like some uneven parts, right? So when you bang this, they are actually getting rid of the hole. Turn this. Now, when you're doing this, the cake will fall to the side also, so it's very even. Now you can put in the oven for 160 degrees and put the timer to 20 minutes. But because this one is a slightly thinner cake, I would suggest, because I have not double, I have half-done it. How do you call it, half-done? I have divided into two, right? So this is going to be taking a much lesser time. So instead of 20 minutes, I'm going to put them for 18 minutes, all right? Because if you put them for too long, you'll be very dry. So my oven, and then I put my timer to 20 minutes. 18 minutes, I mean 18 minutes. Oh, you guys are amazing. Now, yesterday live streaming, I have made a gingerbread house and I have add some details on it. So I hope you go and check it out. But meantime, I'm going to show you the cream, and later I'm going to show you the gingerbread, all right, how it turns out, because I think it's very cute. It's really my style. So make sure you stay tuned, okay? So now let's do the cream. Over here, I have already prepared my cream. This is just whipped cream that I whip up. Usually I like to whip them like half an hour or 1 hour before, and then I put them in the fridge, because by doing that you are actually hardening this further. Because sometimes you notice if what do you call that, if the cream is not hard, when you do a swish roll, it will like somehow not melted, but it will like not that hard, right? So it's very important you have quite a hard cream if you're making swish roll. Otherwise, when you're eating it, it's like it drips. So I'm not going to use the charcoal. I'm going to use a matcha. So usually whipped cream, unless you buy those that are flavored like vanilla cream, then usually they are a little bit of sweet. But I find that when you make matcha cream, from my previous experience, you need to put a little bit of what do you call it, the powder, sugar powder. So I'm going to add a little bit of sugar powder, lightly sprinkle them, just like that. And then I've forgotten to show you how the cream look like. This cream, right, it's supposed to be like quite hard. And then now I'm going to add some matcha tea powder. Matcha tea powder, you can also find them in the video description below. So I love quite a bit of matcha powder. I really enjoy the flavors. So I'm going to add like a peak of a tablespoon first and see how the color look like before I add more. Alright, so just lightly fold it in. And also you want to like be able to make sure you don't fold in too much, just enough. I like the smell of this. It is so delicious and it smells so good. And I don't know why this matcha tea match so well, goes so well with the charcoal. Okay, and you know, you really have to try them yourself, because I'm not going to just sell you the how delicious or how good it is. You really have to try them yourself. The experience is quite unique. So because this thing is very deep, so I want to make sure that I have what do you call that? I don't want to miss it. So I'm going to do like that, okay? I'm going to, because I really like the matcha powder, I'm going to add just a tiny bit more, not really tiny, but half a tablespoon. And I'm going to add a bit here to this. Okay, and then I'm going to mix this, because then I get a more intense color. See, when you're mixing powder, it's better you do this way, because then you have a more even. Your powder is like distributing better. Okay, now you see, this is a much easier way. Take just a bit of the cream and then add them to this one. All right, so don't waste it. Oh, Smells so good. See? Okay, now I'm gonna just mix them well. Yeah, so matcha feelings is delicious, and oh god, I have to taste it and see if it's enough sweet. My goodness, I think I need to add more because I have somebody who loves sweets. I'm gonna add another heap of sugar powder just for my sweet tooth. So taste it after this stage and then see if you need to add more. All right. Oh my goodness, look at the texture. Okay, now let's remove all this. Okay, and then I'm gonna put the cake here. Transfer the cake here. See my cake? Transfer my cake here. Okay, you're gonna be needing another piece of paper. That's the thing with Swiss roll. You need quite a bit of paper. So usually, if you like, you can like dust a little bit of flour sugar if you like, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to just flip this over with another tray. Let's see if I can find. Maybe I'll use this tray. This one, a gal, we call it in Swedish. And then I'm going to just put them over. Okay, and then I'm going to just bend them, hold them properly, and just turn them upside down. Okay, now I'm just going to peel this away. Let's put this closer so you can see better. Okay, I'm going to peel this away. Oh my god, it's so black. It's more black than the last time I made them, so this is good. So I don't know about you, but if I were to make a cake like that, I prefer a thinner one because I like to eat them when they are like thin. So I'm going to roll them, put the cream on top. Oh my goodness, the color is so beautiful. It's so intense, the color. Make sure the cream are even. This corner was not so much. Like a sushi. You notice I have a bit of gap and a bit of gap and a little bit of gap because when you roll them, it will definitely, the cream will definitely split. So this is the most exciting part. Let me tell you, I've been doing Swiss roll for a few years and not every time is successful. Okay, so at this time, I used to be panicking, but I try not to panic because when you panic, your hand is like Okay, don't, just take it easy. Some people, they like to like cut them, like, you know, cut them like one here, all right? Break them, or rather break them. And then you bring the cake forward with the help of this paper, and then you just roll over. Right? Don't be afraid, just keep rolling. Okay. Yeah. So, you see, it is not that scary, right? Okay, when you come to this part, bring this paper over and use your hand to hold this and bring it back. Okay? Easy peasy, right? So, usually Swiss cake, you have to eat them like, what do you call it? A few 2 hours after you make them. But since this is a live streaming, I'm just going to show you how to fold them, and then I'm going to cut one piece so you can see what I mean. So usually like that, at this stage, I'll just, what do you call it? I'll just tie this knot with a clamp, like this kind of clamp, where you clamp your plastic bag. Huh? So you just put them in the fridge like that, and then after 2 hours later, you cut them. Then it will be really, really nice. But since this is a live streaming, I'm going to cut them just so you see how it is like inside. Okay? Let me get my knife. Ta-da. So I like to heat up my my knife when I'm cutting Swiss roll, but today I'm just going to just slightly wet them. So now let's open this up and let's cut this. Need a plate or a small plate. So when you cut Swiss roll, you have to be quite decisive. Ooh, don't do like me. Okay, this part is not very nice. I'm gonna cut like one more piece. This is so good. See? Oh. I'm gonna eat one piece and tell you how it tastes like, okay? I wish you could eat this with me, okay? If you're having a cup of coffee now, imagine you're eating this with me. It is soft. You see how soft this is? It's like eating cloud. But then because of the matcha flavor, matcha really sometimes take over the charcoal flavor. The charcoal has no taste, but it has a really like a very dark, intense flavors, like not burning, but you know, it's very difficult to explain to you. You don't feel like you're eating charcoal at all, but it has a very unique flavor. You know what? You know why I'm making this? You know, I can make this like once a week because I really, really enjoy this. And LG, I'm so glad that he enjoyed that too. LG, come here. I ask him have a taste, and then let's see if he likes this too. Okay. LG is being very busy today. He's been outside doing the tractor. How's the tractor?
I think I found the problem.
You found a problem. Okay. The tractor has not been working so well. So now this cake, come closer.
How much?
Hmm? How much? What do you mean how much? You want to bribe? You want me to bribe you? Or I don't bribe him, okay? He tell the truth, right? You tell the truth. You see, he cannot wait. Look at this. So beautiful, this fish roll. The previous time the cake was thicker. This time the cake was much thinner. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's still the same puffy, the same lightness, right? It's not thick, right? You like it?
Yep. I do.
You have to trust him. He never lie. If he lie, you can see something on his face. He's like closing his eyes. Okay, so we're gonna have fika with this,
Yes.
later.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, but now I'm going to just see how I'm gonna put this back. I'm gonna cut another piece so we can have another fika. You see, he's looking at the. You see, he's looking at. He's looking at my what do you call the matcha. He wants to have the matcha. He loves the matcha flavor. Okay, you want to have this?
No, see, there's nothing.
Okay.
Turn it.
Yeah, I know. I purposely cut it so we can have them. Yeah, I know. Actually, he just find a reason. Let's see. You see what he's doing now? He's finding a reason. This is how he eat his Swiss roll. You see, he put a lot of cream. And okay, so he want that for himself later. Okay. Oh, okay. Now I still have 30 seconds to go on the live streaming because my cake is almost ready now. So 20 seconds more, and then we'll take a look how the cake look like. Okay. So meantime, I'm going to fold this, and then I'm going to put the cake in the fridge. Yeah, let me just put that so you can see. So this part, I think you should be able to serve at least 6 person. And the cake is ready. So I'm going to fold this, okay? And then I'm going to just put the cake. Elsie is very happy because he really enjoyed this too. And I love this. So I'm just going to put the cake. Like that. And then I'm going to show you how the cake looks like, all right? The other portion that we need. Like that. Okay? Put them in the fridge. And then you want to make sure you put this in the fridge too. Usually, my goodness, I cannot resist, you know. I really cannot resist. So good. I tell you, I like to cover this, and then I'm gonna put them in the fridge with this cake. Okay, I'm coming back. Okay, now this cake. Oh my goodness, I think this one is much better than the one that I had before. Oh, look. Okay, so put my table. Close my oven. Oh dear, this is much thicker than the one behind. This is much thicker. You see, it's very smooth, the surface, right? So remember, okay, pound on the table. The easiest way to cool this down is to put them on a rack like that and transfer them over when it's like that. Okay, because there's air underneath, and you just let them open. Don't use anything to cover it, because when you cover it, it will be like very damp. It looks so good, huh? Michelle, it looks so good, huh? Okay, so I'm going to just open the side and let it cool down even faster. All right, so I'm going to make coffee and have lunch now. Ooh. Okay, now let's look at the Christmas decoration, the one I made yesterday. Okay. Ta-da! Look, guys, I hope you can see better. I'm gonna zoom this in a little bit so you can see how I made this yesterday in my live streaming. Let me just turn on the light, and then I'm gonna turn on the light here too. There's a light here. Where's my light? Yeah. So yesterday I made this, and I really have fun, because as I was watching TV, I was thinking, no, I have to do this because this was really pretty, and I want to complete this project. So let's take a closer look. All right. So this is how it looked like. See, there's a star here. There's a star here on my Christmas tree. And then there is a steps here. And then I have my Christmas, my peppercorn, father and the mother, the sad guy and the happy woman. And then we have some pretty cute mushrooms. And what I did is that I put the clay onto the paper or the hard cardboard, and I glue them so that it will not fall off. And then I make the stairs. And then what I did with this one, instead of using the clay, I cut pieces of paper using my the zigzag scissors I showed you yesterday. And then I just do it the same to the side here. Oh, the side here. I must glue this too. So this is how it looks like now. And then I also make a cute little snowman here with the clay, of course. Took me about half an hour to make everything. And then these are the galang that I have used, that are sitting around there doing nothing. So what I did is I cut them into the shape of a tree, and then it becomes like a tree, Christmas tree. Do you like this? I really enjoy doing this because it's very fun. So when you have children coming to visit you, they will very much appreciate them. And my face is very big now, I know. It's so good that this YouTube, they have this where you can zoom in now. So if I'm doing like tiny craft, you can come and take a look and see, that this is small things that need to be zoomed. So if I'm new here, my name is Essie. I am so glad that you joined me in this live streaming. And Christmas is coming, so every day we are doing some Christmassy thing. So if you want to hang out with me or just come in and see, hey, what is she doing today? I usually like to do craft, but I will be starting to bake a little bit. I'm not a person who likes sweet stuff, but I do enjoy some cookies. Last year, I made a mushroom cookies, which is really delicious. So I'm planning to make that mushroom cookie again. And I hope you can join me on this live streaming, which I'm going to be scheduling this week. Which day, I'm not so sure yet. It all depending on how the situation is like, the weather, and then my mood also. But if you are subscribed to my channel, you will receive a notification every time I schedule a live streaming, so you will be informed. So when you are informed, remember to put the reminder on, because if you don't put the reminder on, then YouTube will not remind you. Put a reminder on, so it's like 2-3 minutes before, or I don't know how long, anybody know? Then the YouTube will inform you, now SD is going live soon, go and check her out. All right, so I hope you enjoy this video. Give a thumbs up if you find it's useful, or you find that maybe your friends or family might enjoy this video too. And check out the product link, and I'm sure I hope you can buy them like before Christmas. If you're going to make this, like, I think Swiss roll is better to make them like 1 day in advance, so that it is cool in the refrigerator before you serve them. The best time to serve them is actually the next day. All right, have a nice day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next. Bye bye.